Not so long ago, in an op shop not that far away, many resellers are still hiding their poor business figures by promoting their revenue. The reasons due to the hero they got. G'day and welcome back to the channel. I am Peachy, aka the Frankston Flipper. Thanks for taking the time out of your day or night to view the channel. It's greatly appreciated. Like, subscribe, comment, all that sort of stuff. I am a full-time worker, so like many of you, I do this on the side. I do this as a casual basis, just to try and have that extra source of income to complement, I guess, my other sources of income that I have from my job and investment properties and even shares, even though they're a little bit stagnant at the moment. So we're going to go on a bit of a thrift today. I'll show you what I find throughout the video. So we're going to go to a couple of different places this week. We've been a little bit busy. And then we'll show you some of our finds. Let's get to the thrift. We started our thrifting off the mean streets of Carrum Downs, and there was this guy being arrested. 4 cop cars, 1 ambulance. Whatever this guy did, it probably wasn't good, and he probably needed to get a lawyer, and he probably needed a damn good one. Then we saw the castle, the kingdom. We entered to hopefully find some good stuff. We went through the golden gates to see what we could find. But we also made a donation, got 20% off. And we're not just donating crap. A lot of the stuff I see is actually on the shelf, which is pretty cool. We found this Lord of the Rings DVD box set. And speaking of Lord of the Rings, it's going to be a bit of a Lord of the Rings special this week because we've got a lot of stuff in that franchise. And I don't know much about it. It's not my favourite franchise. I'm not big on DVDs. Did have his 21 Jump Street box sets, but unfortunately the price, just there wasn't going to be much profit to make for me to bother, and I don't want to get $2-3 type profits. It's kind of pointless in my position. These Anthony Robbins Unlimited Power, Hocus Pocus sort of stuff, if you're not motivated yourself, well, and even if you go to these conferences, you're going to be motivated for like 2 hours afterwards, and it's going to drop off. Kind of a waste of money. Dragon Ball had these DVDs, box sets. Unfortunately, just the price a lot higher than I'd like them to. Although you could probably have bought all 5 of them and you sold them in a bundle, you would have probably done okay. But I couldn't be bothered doing that. I did put that back. They had some Harley Davidson t-shirts, but the price was just a little bit too high for my liking. They actually had about 3 of these here, all from the New Zealand dealership. I did think about it, but just not enough. Just not enough profit to be made in those. I'll let someone else rock the Harley Davidson t-shirt. And they also had this pretty cool bug-eyed. I don't know what's in that Slurpee, but jeepers Christ. It's definitely made Bart size go whack. And they had this Carlton Blues, kind of like a, not vintage, but it's getting close to it, Carlton jacket. Just priced a little bit high. Didn't have any logos on it, so we said no. Alright, we'll start off with some of the video games. And it's been a little bit dry for video games. Well, I just haven't been there, being full-time, but I don't get access to the thrift shop until a little bit later in the day. So it makes it hard to pick up games. But some of the games we did pick up this week were Gran Turismo 5 on the PS3. We picked up Need for Speed Undercover. I've been picking up these quite a bit lately. Skylanders Swap Force on the PS3. Grand Theft Auto 4. And PS3 Lego Marvel. So they're the Lego games. They're the video games we picked up for the week. Not a fan of plush, but I occasionally look at it. And this did draw my attention. It was pretty big, and it had that Build-A-Bear label. We did pick this one up, even though I don't think My Little Pony goes overly well. But hey, there's probably a little bit of room there to make a bit of profit. We found this weird-looking doll with the pink hair. And apparently it goes okay. It didn't have a price on it, so I had to go up to the counter, and the manager did give it to me for $4, which was kind of a pretty good deal in the end. And look at this. They had just about 30 odd Lord of the Rings figures, all on the card back. All different prices. They did vary. Some were like $10, some were $5, some were, they're all different prices. I think the horse is about 8. Yeah. And now on to the toys, teddy bears, plushes, all that sort of great stuff. The first thing we did pick up was this plush Build-A-Bear. It's like a My Little Pony. I got it for $6. I'm not sure what it's actually going to sell for. Probably 20, 25 bucks plus postage. Apparently these Build-A-Bears are good, but apparently the My Little Pony ones don't go that well unless they're specific, something to do with the eyes, but we won't go into that too much. So we picked up the My Little Pony. It's a bloody big pony, really. Next thing we picked up was this crazy looking doll. I think it's called a Lala Loopsy doll. We paid $4 for this. Brand new, they kind of been listed for about $150 on eBay, but obviously they're in package and they've got all their accessories. This one is just by itself. It has got the clothes and it looks in pretty good condition. We only paid about $4 for this. So look, I don't know, probably put 35 plus posts, maybe 40 plus posts, and see if we can get a sale on that one. That'll be nice profit in that one. Next up, you would have seen it on the video, the Lord of the Rings. They had heaps of them, different prices. We picked up some of them we didn't pick up. I don't know much about Lord of the Rings, so I was like, I'll just take some of the main characters and some of the bigger type things like the horses, which seem to be going or selling, at least listed on eBay for quite a bit. And so we picked up, and they all had their card backs, which was pretty cool. So they're not mint on card or mock, but they still had the card back, and more importantly, the Lucy Lucy's Let Them Breathe figures had the accessories on most of these figures. So we picked up Legolas with the figure back or the paperback card. So they're not mint on card. And they had that bow and arrow, so that was pretty cool. Next one we picked up, and these all varied in price. I think they were about $4 to about 12, depending on what they were. We picked up this guy, Pippin in armor. I'll go through these pretty quick, I think I don't want to waste too much time with them. Superposable Aragorn, and like I said, the accessories sometimes, especially I know with the older wrestling figures, the accessories can be worth more than the actual figure themselves because they're that hard to get. These figures obviously aren't as old as the wrestling figures I get, but still having the accessory definitely adds value to those figures, which is pretty common sense. Old mate Gandalf, I kind of have heard of him, and he's got his, I don't know, his, whatever you want to call it, the white thing, I don't know what's going on, called you scepter or something. One of the horses we picked up, still in good condition. It's got all its, these have been looked after really, really well. That's kind of why I got them. So the horses, I'll probably do this, I'm not sure if I'll do this as a big bundle. I probably will just to get rid of them, but obviously I'll put a bit of money on them. This guy here, who's this? It's like Frodo. That is Shelob Attack Frodo. And again, all these had the card backs except for that horse. That was pretty cool. This one is the horse with a figure. I don't know his name. Legolas with horse. That makes sense. So this one had a figure up the top there, and the horse, and that all the saddles and accessories seem to be still on the horse, which is in part why I got them. I don't think these go for huge money, even mint on card, but overall, Lord of the Rings, it's getting to that point where a lot of these figures are getting to that point of being vintage. Next couple we picked up, what's this guy? Gorebag. Sounds like something you'd call someone you don't like. There's Gorebag. Next one, Helm's Deep Legolas. I think I picked up a few Legolas figures, but there was heaps there. They must have had about 30. We picked up a bit, and they had this mint on card, actual mint on, or mint in box really. Bearers of the One Ring gift pack. It's got these translucent figures, and it's got Gollum and Prolonged Bilbo and Twilight Frodo. So some of the bigger characters, I've heard of them. I'm not the expert on Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter, but that is all our toys. So it's a nice mint on card box set of these figures, and overall I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them. I might just bundle them up and put some nice money on them and hopefully get a nice sale to a Lord of the Rings nerd out there. That's the toys, and that's also the video games. Bang. Our next stop was the Waverley Antique Bazaar, which is in Clayton. They used to be in Clayton, but they moved and they didn't actually change their business name, so they're Waverley Antique Bazaar in Clayton, if that makes sense. And I've never actually purchased anything from this place, but it is good for a bit of a Saturday or Sunday afternoon look. And this video game stand sells a lot of different games from the past, mainly the past, but also a few from the present. So you can get games for Atari, I think Amiga, Xbox, Nintendo, different forms of those, Xbox. And for the most part, they're not too badly priced. But obviously, if you're a reseller looking to buy these to resell them, well, you're probably going to struggle. Actually, you're going to struggle. And you can see some of the consoles there, the Super Nintendo. But they've also got a lot of others there, which I didn't show you. Got some Dreamcast games. And this whole place, not just this obviously stand is all video game focused, but throughout the bazaar, there's a whole heap of different games, video games throughout, which you can find. I got some AFL stuff as well, which is good. And again, heaps of video games, as you can see. And you can see Shane Crawford here. That's what I'm talking about. All right, next up, we're off to the T-shirts. Have sold a few T-shirts this week. And they kind of just keep the things moving. You don't get huge money generated for T-shirts, but if you buy them for $3, $4, $5, sell them for $20, $25, it's a little bit of profit. More than $3, which some people seem to love. I try and go for $10, $15 profit. And even the average sales price, again, it's a figure which doesn't really appeal to me. I just want to make profit. Average profit price is what you should be looking at. And we picked up this Dwight. I've sold this in the past. And this was $3. So Dwight Schultz. I have sold this in the past for about $30. I picked it up for $3. So again, it's kind of like a free swing in a sense. So again, happy to pick up an item which I've sold in the past because it gives me that extra sense of confidence, which you want when you're making profit. I don't care about your revenue. Next thing, what you gonna do, brother, when these 24-inch pythons run wild on you? We got this Hulkamania, a Hulkamania singlet. Back in the 80s, Hulkamania was running wild. We had Mr. T, we had He-Man, we had all these amazing action heroes. Commando, Rambo. These days we've got Pikachu. Anyway, that's my own. Yeah, okay, we'll get on with it. Hulkamania, we've definitely gone backwards there, haven't we? We picked up this Miami Dolphins. The NFL season's starting up fairly soonish, and it's a Taz Miami Dolphins t-shirt. Apparently it's a Cotton On one. Apparently it's from Cotton On, but still, Taz, Miami Dolphins, crossed together. It's got to be good. Someone's got to be interested in that. Surely. This one was cheap. This is more an experiment. I just want to see where we're at with these sort of jerseys. It's not really a jersey, it's more a shirt. It's kind of like an Aboriginal design shirt. I only paid $3 for this, so we'll see where we go with this one. Not something I generally pick up, but it's more I just want to see, test the waters, so to suppose. That doesn't make sense. Test the waters. Nice design there. So hopefully, even if we put $20 on there, I just want to see where we're at. And the next thing was Peter Alexander, a Vegemite shirt. I think it's a pajama shirt or something. Vegemite. So obviously that's, hopefully someone in Australia wants to buy that. Well, at the moment I only do postage to Australia, so it doesn't really matter. So Vegemite, Peter Alexander, I think it might be a pajama shirt. So they're our t-shirts for the week that we picked up. Bang. But one of the things I love about Waverley Antique Bazaar is the old vintage toys. You can see some Masters of the Universe there. The old school ones. I do collect the Origins. But again, if I had my choice, I'd prefer the old ones, but I'm not paying $100 a figure. And Transformers there. Back when toys were cool. Got some Voltron, Transformers. Look at that. That was pretty cool. $50 and you get the old. This is a tiny Nintendo, but apparently it's got 100 and something games on it. I was actually tempted to buy that. I thought that would be pretty cool just to play some old Nintendo. Some Skylanders there. Apparently 99% of these are crap, so I'm not sure if any of these are actually any good. But it doesn't matter because I didn't buy any. But definitely some Skylanders there. And they got these ones up top, so I'm not sure if these are any more special or just more 99% of crapness. And they got Star Wars, the figures before they decided to get rid of and kill off all the good figures, all the characters. Got some comic books as well. This stand kind of had a couple of jerseys, but again, they're kind of eBay prices, Collingwood. And they had this Genesis console. So a lot of this stuff which you can't pick up in a lot of stores, you can come here, and I guess if you've got those consoles where they no longer make games, you can get them. I wasn't sure on these hats. I'm not sure it's actually vintage. I saw them for about $30, but I'm not sure if they're vintage or just remakes. It's hard to tell. They felt like they're old, but I would have thought they'd be priced a bit more. But again, they might not be official. They might be just really old market type hats. And they had this Melbourne Footy Heroes, AFL Heroes. I did see these at this place early in the year. I think they had a Crows one. It was about $12. So this one was about 30. So inflation there. They had this Timmy Watson caricature type print for $75. And just some of these AFL, I think they were bobbleheads. And they had this vintage Eagles toy as well. So some of the stands are pretty cool. Some of them cater for video games, AFL, sports, car racing, electronics, old Pepsi stuff, old Holden stuff. Got a John Warsold West Coast Eagles vintage mug there. That would be pretty cool. And Mr. T, back when toys and the 80s, things were good. And even the Technodrome, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, awesome. And now onto the sports gear, jerseys, things I love picking up. And look at this beautiful Fremantle Doctors vintage heritage, well, retro really, retro jersey. How good would they look? This week we picked up new with tags. Where's the tag on this thing? Maybe it's fallen off. There it is. Hasn't fallen off. Melbourne Rebels polo shirt, new with tags. So Melbourne Rebels just gone belly up. Got out of business because they weren't making enough profit. Unfortunately, they weren't making enough profit, and they didn't have mum and dad to sponge off, so they've gone out of business. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I didn't really care too much about the Rebels either. We picked up a LeBron James Miami Heat jersey. This one is legit, which is good. Miami Heat, obviously, it's been a few seasons since he played for Miami Heat, but people like nostalgia. People generally like LeBron James. So Miami, another one for the basketball shirts collection. Another one we picked up was San Antonio Spurs. Kind of almost getting old as well. We've got Tony Parker, the French point guard, Tony Parker. It's definitely real. It just hasn't got any. I think it was back when the NBA didn't really have a jersey sponsor. So it's Tony Parker. Spurs stuff goes okay. I've got a Pittsburgh Penguins jersey. This one hasn't got like Reebok on it. I'm not sure if it's real or not. I'll have to do more research. Pittsburgh Penguins. It's got a bit of dust on it. No player name. The Pittsburgh Penguins, pretty popular team in the NHL. Next one. This one was kind of a banger. You pay up a little bit more than I normally do. Thank God for those 20% vouchers because they do bring the price down. It allows us to make that profit. And this one here is a Boston Bruins, almost a Happy Gilmore style jersey. Remember Happy Gilmore, Adam Sandler? But this one's got the Chara. He was a captain for years at Boston. And it is Reebok. And it is also that CCM there. They don't make the jerseys anymore, but CCM definitely adds a bit of money, a bit of value to the jersey. They used to be the big sponsor years ago, and they kind of, I think Reebok may have bought them out, something along those lines. Another Melbourne Rebels, this one is a training shirt, I think. Melbourne Rebels training shirt, also got the new tags, new with tags there. Melbourne Rebels, there, like I said, they have gone belly up. They weren't getting people to the games. They were spending more than they're making. And unfortunately, they weren't living at home with mum and dad and getting free meals and free rent and all that sort of stuff. So they went out of business. Next thing up was this Melbourne Victory. It's just a long sleeved, it's like a shirt, but it's just a long sleeved jumper thing. Melbourne Victory, Leonica. It's got some pretty cool. I like that little light blue with the contrast of the dark blue. That's our jerseys. And the last thing we picked up was this motor racing jacket. It's Castrol, Ford Castrol Racing. It's nice in yellow. Nice in yellow, isn't that a bit of a contradiction? Super cheap order on the back. Might try and get that listed before the summer months come, and hopefully get a sale fairly quickly. I'll probably lower the price a little bit just to get rid of it. So that's everything we picked up for the week. Again, thanks to any new subscribers, new watchers have got this far. Yes, I'm a bit rough. I don't edit my videos that much. I don't go back and retake it. If I muck it up, I just keep going. But thanks for watching. Hopefully you have a bit of luck in the thrift. Till next time, see you later.